Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and yeah, I'm doing career mode in Kerbal. So I earlier got some science like 2 videos ago with my hopper rocket that I built, but that's pretty hard to fly and land, and these legs keep breaking. And so I got enough science that I could get the airplane science package so I could get the landing gear. So I researched aviation and got the landing gear, and I built a little jet plane car sled that can drive around. Did I save it? Go with this one. All right. So I built this so that I could roll around. I saw this like years ago, and I think it was Scott Manley, where I remembered that I could do this. So anyway, I think I saw that years ago. I think it was from him. Sorry if it was from someone else. But yeah, just a simple little jet car that I can drive around and get science at KSC. And I got kind of bored of that. I've got a couple more buildings I could have done. I could have done mission control and the spaceplane hangar. I just went here and then just called it quits, because now I believe I have enough science to get around the MUN. So I'm going to go into here. I've got 108 science, and what I think is the most important is solar cells so that I can get around the MUN and kind of stay there. I've got a mission where is it? Explore the MUN, and they just want me to get suborbital around the MUN. So what I think I'm going to do is fly, get barely suborbital to the MUN, and then hopefully another mission's going to pop up very soon that's going to ask me to circularize around the MUN. And then I'm going to quick try to accept that and then go retrograde and circularize. I'm hoping that's the way it's going to work. So I'm going to accept this mission. All right, we accepted it and we're going for it. So I'm going to go in here and take on the solar cells. Research this for 90. There goes all my science. And I'll go ahead and just purchase all of it. And then I'm going to load my old satellite. So I've got one of these in LKO. This was like 3-ish videos ago, something like that. And the first one turned out to be unstable. Originally, I had a pod on here and it flew fine that way. I mean, not fine, but I had stability assist and I had the reaction wheels. Here I didn't have really anything. So one thing I can do, because I'm going to be running out of parts, I'm going to ditch some of these batteries. I'll ditch the temperature. I'll ditch more batteries. I'll put it on so there's only 2. And I'm going to keep the antennas. I'm going to keep the structure. Do I need the structure? Because I'm keeping that fuel tank. I don't need this structure. All right. So there's our little probe. We're going to go with some utility. What do we got? So I want a light on here that I can shine down kind of towards my science in case... and then what was the good... There was a way to rotate these. So I'm going to put science along 2 sides. And actually, I want the big science thing too. Ooh, but I would need a scientist on board, wouldn't I, to keep restoring this? I don't really have 90 grand. Don't save. I don't really think I want to spend 90 grand to hire a scientist. I mean, that's a lot of my money. But if I get that scientist, theoretically, I can get a ton of science around the MUN and just keep on resetting experiments. I kind of think I'm going to go for it. Do I have any cool named scientists? Patmy. Patmy? It's got to be Patmy. It's Nedby and Patmy. So I'm going with Patmy, and that's 100 thou. I mean, that's a quarter of my money. But I don't want to leave Bob up there. So I think I'm going to do it. I want to be able to reset experiments around the MUN. I hope this works. Okay, that was a lot of my money. Now I'm going to go back into here and ditch some of this. Now I don't think, do I need an antenna when I have one of these command pods? Okay, so there's that. No parachute, he's up there for good. And let's start putting on some science. All right. This big heavy clunk here. And what else? So I don't think I'm going to store any of this. Let's make sure that this has an antenna. Data transmission, antenna type internal, rating such and such. I don't know what those mean. Are these like Lagrange points? And it's saying how much transmission power you have? Cannot transmit science. Oof. Okay, maybe I do need an antenna. Where would that be? I forgot. Not electrical, but I am going to need some solar. Let's pop those here. Got 2 of them. All right. So I should always basically be able to get some power. No batteries. Not going to bother with that. Okay. Antenna. I still don't know what the difference is between these. Rated for 1 kilopascal dynamic pressure, and then this one's just strung, I guess. So I guess I'll just put them here. I still don't know if I need 2 or not. And then for my science, I'm going to have 2 of these guys just for keeping it symmetrical. This is one of the experiments that needs to be reset. So I'll put it close to this. And the others, these are light enough I'm not too worried about keeping this symmetrical. All right, so I've got a temperature. I don't think I need this because this guy's just staying out there basically forever and transmitting stuff back. I don't think I'm going to send something in rendezvous and catch the science. I just think I want the science right away. I've got mystery goo, I've got pressure, and I've got this thing. Let's check my delta V in a vacuum. I think I've got enough. I don't want this. And what else can I do? I'm maybe gonna add 1 more small fuel tank here. Well, what's my part count? Wow, I got a lot of parts left. Okay, let's see, I've got my radios, I've got my solar. Maybe I should add one of those container things. There was a this thing, so I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm just going to try it and see if it blows up. I don't want to sit there and calculate all this out, the dynamic pressure and everything. It's not going to land. Do I need these? I don't even know how this works. To help dissipate heat into space, cools only nearby parts. I just kind of don't think I need this. I don't quite know what it does. I don't need a heat shield. All right, so make sure staging looks reasonable. I might be able to upgrade this. So let's see, right now I've got the, is it going to tell me? RT hammer, flea, this is probably bigger. And then this is certainly bigger. Oh my gosh. That's going to get all wobbly if I go with this. So I'm going to stick with this one. And in the top is going to go my new scientist. And the goal here is to have consistent science coming from the MUN. And I don't know if I should be doing this without a person in it, because maybe there's a later mission where it needs to be manned. So cluster 1, and this is going to be Mun orbit pod. Go that way, save this. Just in case I need to, there's a mission for a manned mission around the Mun. Or a Kerbal mission around the Mun. I'm going to go back and open up this original satellite one and just skip out on some of the science. And so now I'm just going to make some slight modifications here. I'm going to ditch some of these batteries. And I'm going to add some solar. Make sure that I've got at least 2 sides covered with solar. So now I've got the pressure, or the temperature, and I'm also going to add pressure science. And I'm just going to add this on like this so that it's easier for me, no matter which angle I'm looking at, I can do the science. Alright, I've still got another part I can handle, so we've got 2 of these. I don't need the lights. I do have solar, I've got some batteries, probably more than I need, and I've got those for science. This one I'm not going to have a scientist up there to restore, so I'm just going with these 2, because this science can be transmitted. And I can just save this as is. Alright, so this is what I'm going to fly up there. And it should be lighter than the last one. I should have more delta V than the last one. So we should be good to go. I'm going to try to do this in a flyby past the Mun. Alright. Full throttle, no stability assist, no Kerbal on board. Staging engine, stage engine, stage engine. Alright. I'm going to try this out. I'm holding the D key, not that I think it does anything, because I don't want to blow stuff up. Hit space for this SRB, and we're going to start going. Make sure I got my mission selected. Fly by the Mun, gather science from the Mun. Alright. Not a great thrust to weight ratio, but it's enough to get me up there. So I'm just going to be watching and ready to stage, and then the next stage has a gimbaling engine. Unfortunately, I'm turning a little to the west. That's not quite what I want. But once I stage, I should be able to salvage this. Stage. And then if I recall from my upper stage, I did have some trouble keeping it stable. But we'll see what happens here. So I'm kind of behind schedule in my turn. It went unstable there for a second, and it still wants to wander. Once I get past about 10 angle of attack, it's giving me trouble. Now if I start to throttle down, I'll lose a little bit of control authority, I think, but hopefully that hit in a good spot. You don't want the parts falling on any of the buildings or it'll damage them. Alright, I'm going to switch to map view now, trying to not get too distracted. Where am I? Okay, 48,000 apoaps. Alright. And I'm going to stay like this for a while, so that I stay aerodynamically stable as I go up through more of this atmosphere. I don't think it's going to affect my ballistic coefficient a lot, but I don't know how the game handles all that. Because I want to stay reasonably stable here. Alright. Ready to stage. So now I'm just trying to hold it steady here. There's not too much air to mess with me. At least get my apoapsis up into space so that I can tumble around up to there. So far so good, don't want to jinx it. Nothing blew up. Got solar panels. This is looking good. Oh, I can't quite just do easy time warp, but I'm gonna... Okay, I'm still apparently... Oh, now I'm in space. Get up to here. Alright, time to aim prograde. Okay, no reaction control, so I need a little bit of throttle to do it. And just gimbal over. So to do that, I just hit the shift key a bit. And then once I was aiming about prograde, I hit Z for full throttle. But yeah, shift gave me just enough throttle to... Ooh, this is... Oh boy. How am I going to hit that mun without patched conics? So I might be actually quite inefficient with my fuel here. Okay, I'm at 73. Okay, this is an orbit. I don't have patched conics. Okay, let's get back to here. I've got the mission accepted. Let's go to here. Oh, I should have... I want to see how much it's going to cost to get patched conics. That'll help me a lot with the mun. Man, that's just a lot of my money. Patched conics. Because really what I care about is getting bigger rockets. You know what I mean? So that I can start actually getting Kerbals to the mun. Oh, you know what? I just spent 90 grand on or 100 grand on an astronaut that I didn't use for this mission, so... Leading by poor example here. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna go back to... Oh, geez, which one? Well, it must be the one that's close to Kerbal. Cluster 1 satellite. That was dumb to name them the same. Alright. Fly that. How much delta V do I have? 2,000. I'm gonna go for it. Alright. So... I could almost just burn now. I think I'm gonna go for it now. Alright. Can I set this as a target? Probably not. Alright. So gently I'm tapping shift. Do I need to wait? Because I don't know if I can still control this once I get far enough out. I'm just gonna try. Alright, so I'm just kind of winging it. I'm going for like a Hohmann transfer here. Pushing my apoapsis out. I'm ready with X when I have a moon encounter. I'm going to throttle down a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to just use shift. And keep pushing my apoapsis out. I almost feel like I'm shooting too far ahead of the mun. I think I'm doing this too early. Is this going to even tell me if I'm getting a mun encounter? You know what I mean? How much delta V? I mean, the faster I go, the worse it's going to be, right? So, I'm going to time warp and try to eyeball it. I mean, I look like I'm going to the mun, right? Alright, so let's start speeding this up and see... I just kind of have the feeling I'm going too fast. Alright. I don't think it's going to take that much delta V to circularize around the mun. I'm going to try going a little bit retrograde. This is really dumb. Okay, let's see what happens. Am I getting out there way too early? I should have done a quick save or something. I mean, I'm going to be slowing down. All right. This is probably really dumb. I'm going to kind of... Can I not control it? Limited probe control. Okay. Well, come on. Isn't Kerbal on the right side of this? Did I need a better antenna? Maybe I needed the better antenna. This might just be a big learning experience and I gotta revert the flight. I'm gonna try to time warp a bit and see if the Mun's gonna catch up with me. I kind of think it's not. I mean, luckily I'm going really slow. Okay, if I'm in orbit, what I want to try to do... How do I control this? I'm holding shift. Hibernation off. Control point default. Control from here. Okay. Maybe I can't hold shift and control and I can just hold Z. Can I not gimbal either? I mean, that's just making things worse. Let's see, now... Okay. I kind of think that I needed a better antenna. I'm going to revert to... I can't even revert it, can I? I might have just spent all this money without knowing how the antenna systems work. What else can I do? I can't gimbal. I could try quick going to here and building some sort of rocket that's going to help me communicate with that one. So if I get some sort of special LKO rocket really quick and try to communicate with that guy. So let's see here. Will this give me any information? Antenna. Yes, these. No, not there. Construction, flight interfaces, location, rocketry, aircraft, communication, CommNet. Path strength. Signal strength is the product of the signals of all lengths on the path. Okay. So, relays. Sometimes you're unable to get... Okay. Something in the way. Relay antennas allow. So do I need a special antenna for that? Range. Effective range. So these are different classes. The maximum range at which two antenna is the square root of the product of their powers. The geometrical mean, divided into 6 classes, class 0 through class 5. The internal antennas of hot and probe cores. So is this going to show me the class? Alright, so open. This guy. No. This guy. Yes. I hope time isn't moving along right now. High gain. Does it tell me what class it is? Okay, so 41 centimeters. Well, I don't care about that. Direct, 500K, 500K, 31.6, 31.6, 158, 2.0, 333. Okay. 100 versus 30. And this one's like 4 times better. Alright. So if I really quickly launch this, So I ditch these. Pop this on, maybe. I have no idea how this is gonna work. What's a good angle to put this? I mean, I guess I'll put it here. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna launch this as is. What, it's only 14,000. Okay, that's not that much money. And I'll just call this Mark II. No, I'm just gonna save as this. Okay. And my hope is that if I launch this, I can get communications so this guy can replace my thing up there with no solar cells, because that's going to die eventually anyway. And hopefully this has enough power to communicate out there. Maybe I've got to put this in a relatively high orbit. I just want to try to save the situation before I completely lose that probe that I sent to the Mun earlier. And I am going to do this, I guess, in the next one, because this is already at 25 minutes long. So I'm going to launch this, try to regain control of my satellite that's up there, my probe. Right now I cannot gimbal, and I cannot use control and shift to gently throttle. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I think the communication network is too weak to do it. So this is my attempt. I haven't read the instructions right. I'm just kind of winging some science here, so we'll see how it goes. Keith from Kinvert, we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.